Hey everybody, what the flick? Gotham, episode 5, Viper, Francis, Bibbs, Alonso.
We are live in downtown Gotham where a deadly new drug has hit the streets. Nicknamed Viper, users of this mystery drug acquire great strength and a euphoric sense of power, but only for a few brief hours. Then they die a horrible death.
I am kind of into the idea of Wayne Industries going dark while no one's at the helm. Well, and I bet that's been done in the comics, and I just didn't.
In the Chris Nolan movies.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I thought about that. Oh, you're right. You're right.
Got, sort of manipulated.
True.
And that's fun, and I think that's some of the more interesting stuff. I like it when I can take parts of the show seriously, because there's always something. Because okay, fine, we have superpower drugs now, which it seems like a little early to introduce that, and of course it's setting up Bane for season 7. But I don't know, there's so much.
At least they're giving an excuse for Bruce to be on this show.
That is true.
I was really wondering why we had
point.
him.
That is a good point. But even things because I want to I liked the whole scene with Sal Maroni. Tell me the exact same story Penguin told me. Right. If you don't, we'll kill you both. That's actually a good little crime scene. But then Fish Mooney's whole plan to trap Carmine Falcone is the stupidest plan I've ever seen.
I don't know what it is yet.
Okay, but even just this first part, this whole episode is just learn the damn tune. And I'm then get her some fucking sheet music. She's a singer. Don't teach her with a boombox. Let her actually learn this thing. And then the whole plan is this young lady is going to walk past Carmine Falcone in a public place, humming a song that she knows he likes. And then he's gonna come on.
I bet you that she looks like his mother.
It's clearly that we've established that. But even so, that's a huge gamble. If that doesn't pay off once, he sees her do it again the next day, he's going to assume she's a cop and he's going to have her whacked. It's a stupid plan.
So what is the relationship going to be if she apparently looks like his mum? Because that's pretty weird if it's going to go in a different idea of relationship. Is she going to be her sort of daughter figure to try and take under his wing, or is she going to be whatever else?
I think she's manipulating him to be someone who is ostensibly a trophy wife or trophy girlfriend, but someone who has undue influence over his decisions. Okay. I think that's where we're going.
And that's why she was teaching her to say, "I love you."
And I'm disappointed, but in a way that doesn't turn him off.
So I have to go back to the first point. I love that there's the idea that the Wayne Enterprises could be somewhat corrupt, and as you said in the Chris Nolan movies, there was more company conflict more than anything, but we'd never really seen it dive straight into the depths of the Gotham crime scene, and I think that's a really good aspect of it. It makes it realistic. It makes us have a storyline that we can buy into that can go on for more than one episode and not have the new bad guy come in, be caught, and then go away. This is a story that can prolong and go on further, as you've seen at the end of it when the Wayne Enterprise worker was actually looking into it and saying, we'll touch on that aspect if it comes back later.
Right.
And we knew that Oswald wasn't going to keep his mouth shut.
Yes.
No.
It was just too delicious
He loves to peacock, ironically. Yeah, he does. And so that was never, but here's what I don't understand. I've seen this in a lot of movies and TV shows. You're a mafia don. Let's say you're a mafia don. You're a mafia don, Alonso. Okay, so someone comes to you with useful information, and the only other thing you know about them is that they ratted on their previous employer to the police, and they're ratting on their previous employer to you. Do you hire them? Because that seems like a stupid idea.
Is there a pattern going on here?
I
see your point.
Can I check your references? It's bad.
I think you keep him close by, get what you can out of him. Don't tell him anything that he can use against you.
Single thing.
And then have him whacked,
Exactly. Yeah, no, so that's my one thing. It's I like all that intrigue, but it just seems like a lot of the criminals, even the criminals who are supposed to be old school, not even doing anything too weird criminals, are making some very foolish decisions.
Yeah, and that old school aspect, I like the way that Jim Gordon seems as if he's just got no power over Maroon. They just captured him, brought him in, had him a bag over his head, took it off, and they're just if we need you, we'll come back and see you. He's the authority figure, but he's got no stance at this point. I like that aspect.
That whole scene was great. When they take Cobblepot into the kitchen, to put him on the slicer. And I kind of want, remember that old Looney Tune where it was the cat and the dog would always drag the cat away to some torture device, and the cat would say, "Not happy birthday, not happy birthday."
Itchy and scratchy.
Yeah, exactly. It was very much that tone. I'm kind of hazy on how gas works. I'm pretty sure if you're 4 feet away from it, it doesn't just automatically dissipate and not affect you.
Wait, are we talking about The Flash or Gotham?
Yeah, I was going to say, very
This
similar.
was the green mist episode week of superhero shows. No, like when the Viper juice got shot into the air, he shoots it so that it doesn't fill the an entire ballroom full of gas, and then shoots off like 5 feet away from him. Shoots the guy in the face. That guy's going to get affected. I guess the winds were in Gordon's favor.
Yeah, that kind of reminded me of almost of like 1960s Batman. The big gas canister hooked into the thing. Favorite line of the episode though is "What's altruism?"
That was kind of cute. Least favorite line in the Harvey Bullock's such a fun character that I think it can be too easy to play him too dumb or whatever like that. But the one time they tried to play him smart, they played him smart in the dumbest way possible. It's after they figured out who the guy is, the person from Wayne Enterprises said, "Oh, it's this guy." And so Jim Gordon says, "We have to find him." And then Harvey Bullock says, "What? Like drive around with a picture?" "No. I'm going to put out an APB." And he's like, "Oh, smart. You mean that thing we're supposed to do all the time, anytime anything like this happens?"
Police do?
They play it like it's like, "I've got it. We'll put out an APB. You guys, I cracked the case." It's just this weird little tone to it that I can't take it seriously.
There's some scenes where it's and if you look here and it's very investigator mode where the camera zooms into one point in the picture where they're pointing at a certain aspect, and it's something you should be noticing if you are a detective. But the point that I wanted to make is on the relationship between Bruce Wayne and Alfred. Why am I just blanking on Alfred? It's the most important character.
Alfred,
Jesus,
man.
Alfred. Okay, so Bruce Wayne and Alfred, because as we've talked about before in the movies, Alfred's always been there sort of as a help and a guidance. But now with this idea of the looking into the Wayne's mother's death, he wants to be involved in it, and he sits down and he's looking through the paperwork. So he's going to be involved in what actually happened to them. Whereas if we've looked before at the previous movies and other shows, he's just been there to try and guide Bruce away and detach himself from this murder.
No, I think that's
and
good.
Bring scones.
We had to get out of that whole no, Master Bruce, don't do things. No, you should do not things. That was kind of his whole thing. And now it's just no, I'll do things with you. Look at files. Do a terrible Alfred accent. But no, that was good. I'm glad. Again, we're moving into a point where Bruce Wayne's actually interesting and a relevant character.
There's a point for him to be on this
Exactly.
thing,
And that was, I think, was one of our notes was there's too much of him. But now it's we'll get into Wayne Enterprises, and he's a perfect in for that, because he's going to Richie Rich the joint. He's going to be like Macaulay Culkin coming in. It's I'm in charge of the board now. And the John Larroquette bad guy is going, "No, massage my temples. I want to break into a mountain."
I went straight to Mommy Dearest, and this ain't my first time at the rodeo. Although it is his first time at the rodeo, but he's going to do it really well anyway. Again, the parade of cool character actors on this show continues. Daniel London as the disgruntled science guy. I knew the face, and I looked him up. He was in Synecdoche, New York. He was in Todd Haynes' Mildred Pierce, all these amazing credits. And Margaret Collin, who is one of my favorite sort of perennial cougar character actresses.
Oh, that lady.
Yes, her.
A lot of that lady.
She was in Gossip Girl.
She was
in
Gossip Girl.
She was in Gossip Girl. Yeah, I see the Gossip Girl.
Own it, friend. It's okay. Own it. I'm going to say this right now because I feel like I love the Riddler as a character in the comics. He's my favorite villain. I want to see him do something because they keep playing him up, and he's got such a broad character on this show. It's just riddle, riddle, riddle. I'm oh, I get it. I want to see it seems like all this crazy stuff they're doing. The Flash is playing the exact same type of character. He gets to do stuff on every single investigation. Here, the Riddler's just well, it's really interesting. And that's it. Give him. I want to see a story from his perspective. I
think they worry about having him and Cobblepot in the same episode because they're so shticky in a way.
I want to see him in a scene together.
I think that's inevitable.
That's
probably.
the fun of Batman.
But I suspect I think they're kind of holding him back. If there's going to be there might be an episode or two where Cobblepot goes away for some reason, and so then Enigma can be all
I think I'm petrified in the fact of the Riddler coming together with another major villain after what happened in Tommy Lee Jones, Jim Carrey's movie that scarred me for life. So let's keep them separate until we've established that they'll both come back in.
Fair enough. Well, we'll see if that happens next week. We'll keep our fingers crossed.